about to hit spoiler territory. So, all right, people, we're about to hit spoiler territory in
Four,
five.
three, two, one.
Yeah, fuck it. All right. Spoilers. What you got to say, Zach? Let that shit rip.
Okay, so I just gotta say there were definitely some twists in this movie I was not expecting, and that shit was a breath of fresh air. Like the scroll twist, I'm just gonna right off the bat, I'm gonna tell y'all, the scrolls are not the bad guys in this movie.
I know that shit was so fucking weird. I was like, okay. Oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, no, when they hit me with that, no, I was gonna let you go. Yeah, when they hit me with that, I was like, wait.
Okay, for backstory, for because we may be getting some non-comic fans here. The Skrull in Marvel Comics are typically the quote unquote bad guy alien. There's been maybe one or two examples of them not being the bad guys in situations, but there's at least been like three of fucking comic book events where the Skrulls are the antagonists. The fucking Secret Invasion is one of them, where the Skrulls pretty much replace all the superheroes in the fucking in on Earth's hero community, and then pretty much try to take control of the Earth. And then there was the Fantastic Four's one of their big villains, the Super Skrull, who is a combination of all four of their powers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just what the fuck?
It's like Black Panther also, he had a whole thing where
Oh yeah,
actually
shit.
this wasn't a big deal now that I think about it, but it's a feat for Black Panther, and he killed the Super Skrull in hand-to-hand combat, I think. No armor, no nothing. It wasn't like modified with any special powers, it was just super strong and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he straight up marked that fool. Hand-to-hand combat, no armor.
And that's definitely not what like okay. Super Skrull isn't like the highest of high tier, but he's a fucking problem. Like he's been a threat to the Avengers before, so it's he ain't pushover. Um,
Oh yeah, no. T'Challa knew this shit. He killed this thing.
yeah. Okay, back to the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Super Scrolls. I mean, Super Scrolls. The Scrolls not being the enemy, and not only that, but they're supposedly on the brink of extinction. It was a twist. I was like, okay. Hey, you know what? Now, the more I'm thinking about it, it actually makes sense because even though because I the movie had me buying into it just because whenever I watch Marvel or DC movies, I always immediately apply the mentality of this is an alternate universe, not the mainline universe of the comics. So I was like, okay, the movie almost had me fucking forget that the Kree are not actually good people them damn selves. Like,
Yeah. I had the same exact thought when I was like, wait, the scrolls? And
yeah,
then I said, wait just a minute. The Kree aren't good guys anyways.
exactly. Like we keep. Oh, and there was another fucking twist that I didn't catch. Like, okay, what's his name? Who plays Carol's mentor in the early part of the movie? What the fuck? What the fuck is the
Jude
actor's name?
Law, but I don't remember his character name.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna get to because I know she said the name at least once, but
It was not a name I recognized. It might have been another iteration of a Captain Marvel, maybe.
no,
Recognized at all.
not at all. But no, what I was gonna say was I know that they said the name once, but I never. I don't know if I just didn't pay attention to it or I didn't really focus on it. But Homeboy is not Marvel. That was the fucking thing. I was like, wait, that's not fucking Marvel. What's going on here? Which now that I think about it, does kind of make sense because if Carol already had her powers, why would Marvel then? Actually, no. Fuck that. I'm stupid. Marvel was still around when Carol got her powers in the comic book, so uh,
Jan Rog.
Yam.
Jan Rog.
That sounds like some fucking pirate disease or some shit, like scurvy or some shit.
Yeah.
uh, okay, let's address the elephant in the room about Marvel. Then, how do you feel about
Okay.
how do you feel about Marvel becoming a woman?
So I remember watching it. I remember exactly how it was. She revealed that was her real name, but she was like, whatever. And I look over at my friend. I said, dude, Marvel's a dude. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, and that was that was literally my first reaction. Like, yeah, bro, what the fuck? And then I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Just it's the MCU. It's not like, not everything has to be comic book accurate. And I was enjoying the movie for the most part at this point. So I said, we'll just see where it goes. And once the movie was over, no problem with it.
Right. Like with me, I was just like, she's when the moment she said her name was Marvel, I was like, I kind of had that cartoonish head tilt. Like what?
Yeah.
And then but then I started to think about it. I'm like, because okay, recently in Marvel Comics, they kind of did a revamp of Carol's origin story, and she. I know you're probably going to say some shit about this, but they essentially kind of gave her the Superman type origin, where, well, actually, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't a Superman origin per se.
Wasn't it that she's been Kree this whole time or something?
Yeah, like her mom was actually a Kree soldier who, I can't remember if she was fucking infiltrating or if she ran away or some shit. I want to say she originally had some type of mission on Earth, but then she fell in love with Carol's dad, and then she just abandoned her duty and lived her life as a human. And but that causes some continuity errors in the comics because originally she got her powers from I forgot the name of the fucking machine. It's one of those fucking MacGuffin shits. Uh, but yeah, like there was an explosion. Marvel was in front of Carol during the explosion, and that transferred some of his powers or some shit into Carol. Or I think it was like a wish granting machine or some bullshit.
Happens all the time.
Yeah,
Same like with Blue Marvel and Anti-Man. It was the
yeah,
same way.
yeah. Pretty similar actually. But yeah, it was just like, eh. I mean, it was still essentially the same thing. Like Marvel and Carol had a close relationship. Now, it wasn't romantic in this movie like it was in the comics, but it was still a relationship. So it was like, okay,
She really looked up to her.
yeah, and that makes sense. Like this was one, this is going to be a female empowerment movie anyway, so honestly, we kind of should have saw that coming a little bit. Uh, but okay. What else pops up
The
in your mind?
CGI.
Oh yeah, the CGI was kind of clean. Like
There was one or two times where I was like, holy shit, this is like and this is only for like maybe 1 or 2 seconds at a time, right? Nothing
right,
serious. But there's
right.
1 or 2 times where I was sitting there like, holy shit, this is like a 1990s B-rated movie. Like levels of CGI. I'm not gonna lie. There's 1 or 2 times where I was like, yo, this is way worse than the whole Superman mustache debacle.
I don't know if I'll go that
So bad.
far.
Well, I'm just talking in terms of quality. Like
Right,
I
I
said,
get you.
it only happened for like it only happened like 1 or 2 seconds. So
Right.
it wasn't anything huge. But yeah, for the most part, the CGI in that movie was really fucking good.
And I think what made it better was the fact that they didn't use it as much as say like Black Panther or Iron Man did. Like it was pretty tame in comparison to the majority of MCU movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and I guess that's the problem specifically when it came to Carol. In my opinion, you saw the CGI drop it all. It's harder because everyone knows exactly what a fucking human looks like, and I think that's what the problem is.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows what a human looks like, what they move like, and everything else involved with humans or humanoid beings.
Right.
But when it comes to like spaceships, outer space, and all that other stuff, you can get creative with it, and I think that's where the changes are. But that's where I saw the and the scrolls were clean too. I thought the scrolls looked good.
Oh yeah, the scrolls. Like I was worried that all they were gonna do is just give people the Thanos makeup, but just make it green. But no, though they do. What's his name? The main scroll, Talos.
That
So
was
yeah, it sounds like a goddamn Skyrim character. No, he sounds like
exactly what I thought.
a. But fucking he did legit look like a fucking Piccolo off of Dragon Ball Evolution. I'm not gonna front. Uh,
Yeah, and people kept using that as a complaint. But it was like
like
whatever.
it's I don't really see it as a complaint. It was just that was the first thing that popped into my mind every time I looked at him. Like, well, that and
Yeah, it was
Skyrim.
an observation to me. To other people, it really took away. I mean,
Like,
really hated Dragon Ball Evolution that much. I only saw it once. I hated it, and I just left it at that.
right. Uh, but yeah, like they got the nice little I shouldn't say nice, but they did justice to the wrinkly ball chins like they should have. But you can never
One
tell.
giant leap for wrinkly balding people everywhere.
You cannot tell me those don't look like fucking wrinkly ass old man balls on their chin. Like fucking Thanos got that
Yeah,
shit too.
it was the Thanos. Yeah, they kind of had the Thanos chain going on
Oh my god. But
a little bit.
what's
Just to
up?
switch up a new topic because this just came to my mind.
What's up?
What did you think about the humor?
Uh it
It's
was a
actually
lot.
laugh.
Like I don't remember having like a gut busting laugh, but there was a decent
Yeah,
amount of
nothing
chuckles.
like that. Yeah, but there were some times I was
Yeah.
like, damn, that shit was funny.
Like okay. There's different types of comedy or there's different types of comedy with movies. There's the fucking killer ass jokes that are gonna make you fucking laugh and you're probably gonna remember them years around, like years afterwards. But then there's also the movies that are just like give you a consistent chuckle throughout the from start to finish. And I think that's where Captain Marvel was for me.
Mm, my biggest complaint about Marvel movies, and I know a lot of people will share this, is that
Hmm.
sometimes I think they force the humor too much.
Oh no, that's facts. Yeah, they definitely force it.
Anything on that, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I never read any Guardians of the Galaxy shit before
As
the
nobody
movies came
else.
out.
Nobody else did either.
So exactly. So I'm not at all tripping about how they changed them because nobody read that shit. Captain Marvel, they didn't force that too much. I
Actually,
always bring up is well, yeah, actually, Carol is a pretty angsty person,
yeah.
in my opinion. But the movie I always bring up is Thor Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, that
The
was.
comedy was pushed way too much in that movie, and I just hate that movie.
Oh yeah, I
I'm not a
forgot
fan of
you.
that movie at all.
You know
It
what? I
I
hope the
always
internet
disagree with
roasts
them though.
your
I hate
ass.
that movie.
I hope the
But I
internet roasts
want
your
y'all to
ass.
know, comic book Thor is way cooler than Ragnarok Thor.
Oh no,
Comic book
that's
Thor
facts.
is Infinity War Thor. The Thor you get in Infinity War, that is way closer to his comic book counterpart,
Cranked
and
up to like 50.
also way better because for some reason in Infinity War, Thor's only like 1,500 years old when he's like at least millions in the comics. But that's
Yeah.
whatever.
And I'm just gonna say this now. Jane Foster Thor is better than comic book Thor, but that's just me. I don't give a fuck.
And folks, I enjoy both of them.
I mean, I enjoy both of them too, but
Don't make me decide. It's like making me choose between Jonathan Kent and his dad. Don't make me do it.
okay.
Know where that train should be going, but don't make me do it.
uh, you know what? No, we're not talking about Superman. We're talking about
We're
fucking
not. We're
Captain.
not at all.
Uh, what else?
Yeah, humor was funny.
Oh,
Jackson was great in this film.
yeah. Okay. Speaking of fucking Sam Jackson, because that's what I was just thinking about. How do you feel about the origin of him losing his eye?
I thought that shit was hilarious.
Thank you. I thought that was
Um,
like I know people are gonna get pissed about that now because I already saw
yeah,
people fucking commenting or quoting that fucking scene from Winter Soldier, and I'm just like, not every fucking injury has to be some type of badass story, right?
I don't remember how he said he lost it in Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, he didn't say how he lost it, but him and Cap were having an argument of trust and shit. And Sam Jackson is quoted to say, "The last time I trusted somebody, I lost my eye."
Well,
And
that's
then
facts though.
Right. He trusted the
He
cat.
was 100% on his side. Yeah. He
He
was
trusted.
carrying around the cat the whole movie. He
Yeah.
was like, hey, yeah, as long as you're scared of this little cat. And they're like, dude, that's a forking. And he's like, bro, this is a fucking cat. And as long as you're scared of the cat, I'm holding the cat. He held, like, I don't want to say most of his scenes are with the cat, but a solid portion of his scenes are carrying that cat around.
That last 10, 15, 20 minutes, yeah, that was with him and the cat. And that cat is the best cat in the world. Oh, yeah. Also, shout out to that movie for actually keeping that little detail in. Because I didn't actually think they were going to do that. Because Carol in the comics actually does have a cat that is a fucking alien monster. So,
Oh, really? I did not know that.
oh yeah, that wasn't random. That was legit from the fucking comics.
It makes me like it even more.
Exactly. Um, but people.
That's the next subject. Sorry, that just came to my mind. I had to say that.
Supporting cast outside of Sam Jackson. How you feel about him?
Let's see. Sam Jackson was amazing. Coulson wasn't.
He wasn't really there. He
I
wasn't really
liked
there.
it, but yeah, he probably had like what, 45 seconds of screen time, something like that.
If you don't count the fucking scene where he was actually impersonated by a scroll.
I mean, if you want to say Clark Gregg altogether, he had like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Movie time.
Like, but then
So
again,
nothing.
they kind of saved themselves from that by entering the fact that he was the new guy. Like he just recently joined Shield. So yeah.
Yeah, that too. Which I did think was cool because it does show their relationship. For those of you that don't know, there's not a lot of people Fury trusts apparently, but Coulson is one of them. Or at least in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's some shit like that.
Right. Well, did Sam Jackson ever show up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I've never seen the show.
I haven't seen it in so long. I was like, dude, I was probably like 15 when 15 or 16 when it was at its height.
God damn, you're making me feel old, and I'm only like what 4 or 5 years older than you. God damn. But I don't know. I've never seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Never had an interest, truth be told.
It's actually probably better, at least especially for the first half. It's a healthy mixture of Marvel Netflix shows and DC CW shows. Does that make sense?
I think so.
You would get exactly what I'm saying. You'd be like, wow, he was right. This is a healthy mix of both shows.
Like I'm
Because it
guessing.
has serious moments, but it can also be corny and drama-y sometimes.
Okay,
It's
so
just the right balance.
okay, so we were on the same wavelength with that because that's what I was
Sort of the
picturing in my
best of
head.
both worlds. Let's put it like that.
Okay, even though I still haven't really seen any CW show outside of Supergirl, and because I don't like the Flash, I don't like Green Arrow. Fuck Green Arrow. I don't care.
Green Arrow is literally he's basically Batman in this. He's Batman with a bow and arrow.
Which pisses
I don't
me
think there's
off.
anybody that'll argue with that. It is
Like
good. I'll tell you, the first 2 seasons are actually really good. You should watch those.
I
In my
don't.
opinion, the first season was really good. I don't remember the second season that well.
I'm not about to watch a fucking Archer character. I can't do it. I don't like Hawkeye.
He beats ass.
Only because they're making him Batman. Like, I'm sorry. You got bargain bin Batman. Like you're giving him Batman villains. I don't care. Like I was waiting to hear somebody say, "Oh, Green Arrow is gonna fight the Joker." Like, okay, y'all really don't give a damn about who you're trying to put in there. But anyway,
Yeah, I call it the Batman effect because a lot of people try turning their characters into Batman nowadays. I forget what I was just watching, but actually, I was just playing not too long ago. I don't know if you're familiar with the Jack and Dax series, but
oh, love that shit.
Jack becomes Batman in number 2, basically. You know, he's got the Batman voice and everything going on. Well, maybe that's too much to say that.
I know what you're talking about.
When somebody
He
becomes a
becomes edgy.
badass,
He becomes
they just
edgy as
become
fuck.
edgy. When somebody becomes edgy, I just call it the Batman effect, even if it's not really like Batman. Sorry, guys.
Technically, his parents were dead too, so he actually kind of does fit
That is
Batman.
true.
Anyway,
Well,
back to fucking Captain Marvel.
I don't want to keep going about Jack. Yeah, let's go about Captain Marvel. Cameos? Can we talk about that?
Say what?
Oh no, you were asking me about supporting characters, and I got to finish that because Clark Gregg was nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I I liked how he played his character, but I didn't care for his character too much. If that makes sense.
Uh,
Typical. He's a douche. Uh, that's how that goes.
wait.
Um,
Which? I suck at
character
actor names. What's the character?
guy who gave her all the blood, who's her master, and all that shit.
Oh, oh yeah, that fucking dude. Got you.
He wasn't. I wasn't too crazy about him.
I'm just gonna call him bitch face
The
because I forgot his damn name.
um,
Hey, he's bitch face to me. You got so when you talk about that dude, he's bitch face.
remember her name. I remember her daughter's name very well because this plays into cameos. But her black best friend.
Oh, Monica
And
Rambeau.
that was not Monica. That the little girl was Monica.
I thought it started with him. I could have swore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's what I want to talk about because I actually think that's really big. The little black girl, she's 11 years old because I looked it up.
Uh
That
huh.
is Monica Rambeau. For those of you that don't know, that Spectrum. She is she's a living
Oh
electromagnetic
shit!
energy.
Oh shit! I did not catch
Yeah.
that.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
yo, bro. Oh my god, that just got my head fucking.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, holy
Exactly.
shit! Holy shit! I was
That's
just
why I kept
thinking.
telling people, they were like, "Bro,
Oh,
there's no cameos in this movie." I was like, "Bro, I can't help you if you don't think there's cameos in this movie. There's hella
oh,
cameos."
oh my god, that is so fucking good. Oh my
Yes,
god.
exactly. I thought when because they were calling her Rambo, I was like, "Oh, that pilot," and I was like, "I don't want to." I was like, she just doesn't seem like a superhero to me. I'm sorry, her pilot friend. I
Right.
was like, she just seems like a support character. Blah blah
Uh,
blah. And she's wearing a necklace that says Monica the whole time. So I'm like, oh, that's Monica Rambeau. I was like, they kind of wasted her. And then I remember at some point she's looking at her daughter and she's like, Monica, baby, she's telling me, I'm like, wait, that's Monica Rambeau? And then it kind of just, I was like, and I just barely remembered her because I read Mighty Avengers like 2 weeks ago.
mm-hmm.
And she's one of the people in it. And then I read Ultimates yesterday and last night. You remember I told you, I was like, holy shit. I was like, it's Monica Rambeau, y'all. And now I'm going around, I'm like, it's Monica Rambeau. And people are like, dude, what are you talking about?
I feel so stupid. I just thought about this. Not only
Yeah.
was her fucking name Monica, they went down to fucking Louisiana. Oh my
Yeah.
god. I am a scrub. I am so mad at myself right now.
Um, and for those of y'all that don't think that's that big of a deal, we like superhero moments and we like when superhero shit pulls together. And there's nothing cooler than
Son of a bitch.
inspiration. Yeah, what would be Monica's inspiration for becoming the woman she is? It's Carol, and that also kind of helps Carol's character because it shows that Carol's a real inspiration.
Holy
Had to
shit.
go through with this, but I think they will.
Oh, they most certainly are going to, especially since they set it up in the 90s and it's
Yeah.
2019 in the present day MCU.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 95, so she'll be 30 something when it
bruh. Okay,
she's
okay.
like
For people,
35 once.
they can say whatever the fuck age she wants. She's pretty much gonna be an adult. Let's just say that. But
Yeah, I don't care.
for people who do not know why we are freaking out right now, especially me, Monica Rambeau is the name of a character in the comic books known as Spectrum. Spectrum actually was at one point in time a Captain Marvel before Carol Danvers was Captain Marvel.
Hmm. And they
And
also wear the same symbol.
yes, they do. But arguably, depending on how MCU decides they want to do it in whatever phase they decide to introduce her, if they do it, fucking Spectrum is a beast. She's actually stronger than Captain Marvel. That is the fucking craziest part. Like,
Blue
okay,
Marvel even said that she was probably stronger than him. She has cosmic awareness. Like who fucking knew that?
yeah,
I don't think they'll go that route as far as because that's just
yeah, that's too high level
that
for that
for
shit.
non-comic readers. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Spectrum is very strong. She's arguably stronger than Carol. She's arguably stronger than
No,
half the Avengers.
she's not even arguably stronger. She is definitively stronger. That's the crazy. Okay,
because Carol's an energy absorber and the whole
Right.
binary thing.
Yeah. I'm going to get on that a little bit later, but Spectrum has the ability to control, manipulate, and absorb all forms of energy in the universe. Essentially, if she has even a basic understanding of it, she can manipulate it. She could transform her body into it. Oh my God, Spectrum is a goddamn monster.
She's literally living energy.
Yes.
She's
It,
literally living energy. I had to look up the
yo.
comparison and I forgot it. But yeah, she's living energy. I've read Ultimates recently, so I will explain it to you all. But she actually, one of the things about her powers is she actually makes herself weaker when she goes into her human form. And everyone
Yes.
always thought they were like, "Oh yeah, you're weakest because it's not my real form or whatever, or at least I don't think." And everyone was like, "Wait, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Yeah, I have to make myself look this way. I'm literally living like a living sentient piece of energy at this point." One of
Yeah.
the cool things about her character.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Since you brought it up earlier, I know I've seen a few people say that she's gone binary in the movie. I have to argue against that.
Mm,
And like I know why some people say that Carol went binary in this movie. I don't see it because okay, for people who don't
binary is
know,
definitely a little different.
and I hate that we have to keep explaining this, but we are a fucking comic book podcast, so it's kind of our job at this point. Uh, Binary was the result. Oh shit! And I call myself a Carol fan. I'm trying to remember how the fuck that shit got started. Carol in the comic books was empowered by a white star or a white dwarf. I can't remember which one it was, but it pretty much, and she absorbed the energy of it. It augmented her powers to the point that she was probably stronger than Thor at that point, at the height of her strength. Like she had a whole entire costume change. Her personality was different. She was.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Whatever. uh, she, you, motherfucker, I wanted to roast your ass so quick. You threw off
Oh
my train
no,
of
did I
thought.
mess up your train of thought? Damn, I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm such a bad friend. I'm
I
just the
forget
worst.
it.
Y'all feel free to roast me.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
He
Okay,
said she
fuck
was
it.
arguably stronger than Thor. White
Yeah,
dwarf star.
yes. Arguably stronger than Thor. We can argue that all day, but pretty much she had an entire personality change and all this other shit, and then eventually she lost her powers. Uh, in later issues when she took on the title of Captain Marvel, she regained her ability as binary, but it was notably weaker than the original version. So, but even then, the appearance was still different. And plus, everything I saw Captain Marvel do in this movie, I'm just like, that's not even what I would consider binary levels for the movie verse. Like binary in the movie verse for me would be
Beating Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet, maybe?
we can go into
I'm just
theories.
preparing people. I'm just preparing people because even though I like the movie, that's not the route I wanted to go. But I'm afraid it might go that way.
We can talk about that. Actually, no. Let's get into that because I think we kind of covered all that we liked about the movie. Uh, so theories. How do you think she's going to be integrated into Endgame?
Did you see the after credit scene?
Yeah, I saw both of them.
I mean, hey, small segue. I didn't know there was a second one, and I missed it because I'm a piece of shit. Luckily, my mom saw the movie after me, and she filmed it because she's also a piece of shit and breaks the laws.
You should not tell me this kind of shit, bro. I don't give a fuck. The second scene wasn't
Shit,
didn't
what were we talking
really.
about? Series? How she's
Yeah, how's she gonna
Infinity
be
War
in? Yeah,
or Endgame?
yeah,
Shit.
yeah. Okay, I
I think she's
know.
gonna show up and whoop ass. I think she's gonna intimidate everyone. I think what's gonna happen is, for those of you that haven't seen the end credits, the transponder that Nick Fury set off just kind of everyone's like, "Oh shit!" And they're like, "Well, we don't know how to turn it back on." Blah blah blah, and they're all arguing about it because they don't even know what's on the other side of it.
Hey,
And
pause. Segue.
boom, Carol. Oh,
Segue. I just thought about that since you brought up that communicator shit. Nick Fury had that bitch since the '90s, and he only just then popped it. That lets you know how much of a non-threat everybody else was in comparison. If he didn't think, oh, maybe I should call Captain Marvel. Okay, sorry.
it makes me wonder if he knows anything extra about her powers. You
Uh,
know,
yeah, that also does bring up the question of whether or not they had any type of communication since then.
and we will learn that in
Yeah,
Endgame. I hope.
I
But
kind of,
yeah, I
yeah. Go ahead.
was going to keep going with my theory, so you can just say what you were about to say.
No, go ahead. I was just rambling at that point.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna show up. I think she's gonna be like, "Where's Nick Fury?" And they're gonna be like, "Who are you?" And because it's a comic book movie, anybody with common sense would say, "Hey, she's wearing the symbol that was on the transponder."
Hmm.
I got to spell it out for y'all, so people are gonna say, "Who are you?" And she's be like, she's either gonna say, "I'm Captain Marvel," and they're still probably not gonna know. And there might be like a little dick measuring contest among them.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a dick measuring, especially probably between her and Thor. Like I could almost smell it.
Her and Black Widow, maybe.
Black Widow knows her place at this point. She's low on the fucking tier list.
Uh, I think she's probably gonna be the one to save Iron Man too.
Okay. Side note: I hope Iron Man gets killed off. I don't want him
No,
to.
I don't. I hope Cap gets killed off.
I hope both of them get killed off. There, I said it. I don't care. I want Black Panther to fucking take up the role as leader. Yes, I said it. I don't give a fuck. Uh,
That
I
does need to
want
happen.
like okay. Not only okay, I have a clear bias against Iron Man, and it's not really even the MCU version's fault. Well, up until Spider Man, but okay, I don't like Iron Man in the comic books. MCU, I was kind of like neutral towards because I'm like, okay, it's not the same version, whatever. But then Homecoming, no, then Civil War happened, and then I saw did did they just did they just have Iron Man's son Spider Man? No, fuck that. I can't. Iron Man's a bitch. Fuck that shit. I flipped the table over with that shit. I'm sorry. I don't like
Father
the I.
figure to Peter.
Yeah, I don't like that they made Iron Man his daddy slash mentor figure. I hate that idea.
I think
Like
that
I
relationship's so cute.
kill yourself. No, I can't. I can't deal with that. Like
That's
I
just kind of cute. No homo. I just think that's just cute. I mean, actually, there's no problem even if it was homosexual.
no, there
Never
isn't.
mind.
No,
You know what I'm saying. Actually, it would be because one of them's 15.
also true. Yeah, that he would have been on some R. Kelly slash Michael Jackson shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
they both did it. I don't
So,
care.
so yeah, no homo. We figured that out to science. Don't you like
Yeah,
how good we are at that?
yeah. Uh, but shit. What the fuck was I saying?
You were saying
Oh,
how you don't like Iron Man.
yeah. Iron Man.
Peter Parker's son.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, almost everybody in Iron Man's camp wants to fuck Aunt May. I don't appreciate that at all.
Bro, it's look, not that I think that's natural, but Marissa Tomei,
Oh no!
shoot,
In real life, she could get it, but I'm thinking of her purely as the character of Aunt May. I don't care how young she is. I'm like, y'all better put some respect on Aunt May. All that fucking shit she done for Spider-Man. She is not fuck territory. She is pure. She is chaste.
I mean, what better for Aunt May than a billionaire?
A billionaire who isn't an alcoholic or a fucking walking STD.
Can't argue with that. But
Like,
how do you think Carol will be introduced into Endgame?
uh, I think she's gonna be ultimately. I think she's gonna be the leading factor to weakening Thanos, not beating him. I don't think, like, based off of what I've seen from this movie, unless they're trying to say she had an anime time skip levels of fucking power up, I don't see her.
Has been 24 years.
Yeah,
I don't know when Endgame takes place per se, but I mean it's been 20 plus years.
yeah, but
It does
I
feel
also
binary.
yeah, if she gets binary by the time Endgame happens, then that makes sense to me. But as far as I'm concerned, especially in the movie verse, I don't. I kind of excuse me. I kind of see Carol at the same level of Thor pre Odin Force, if that even what he got in Ragnarok. Pretty much,
Do they? I don't remember if they specify it, but it definitely represents the Odin Force, in my opinion.
yeah, same. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, the whole entire Thor power up in Ragnarok and in Infinity War kind of doesn't make sense to me because it's like, you mean he's just now popping up lightning on his own? He was just whatever.
They were like, "Yeah, you're badass now because you don't need your hammer," and he totally went in. All we know is Thanos whooped his ass, which I'm okay with, but like I don't know. I just wish I would have got confirmation on whether or not he even accessed the Odin Force to do that.
Or hell, if he just created the Thor Force, like actually that makes more
Yeah, or
sense
just
now.
call it the Thor Force now. I mean, they're the same thing, aren't they? They just eventually start. Yeah, they are the same thing.
They are.
Or they clarify that now. They
It's
have
this.
clarified that in Thor comics.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
says that he's like the Thor Force. Like, don't you mean the Odin Force? And he's like, bitch, what? I've been the god of Asgard or the king of Asgard for like 1 billion years.
Yeah.
Odin Force.
It's essentially the same energy. It's just whoever is the quote unquote king of Asgard is the quote unquote power. So it's fuck. It could be the Zack Force for all it I fucking care. Uh,
Yeah,
that sounds so damn lame too. The Zack Force.
it does. It sounds even worse. That sounds like a bad Power Rangers spinoff. Oh shit, the Zack Force.
No. Fucking
Be worse. The Chad Force.
Oh, you can't beat the Chad
Chad.
Force, bro. You can't beat the Chad Force.
That'd be douchies.
Fucking the fucking Jersey Shore
I don't
style
think
fucking
she's.
Joe. She's not strong enough.
I don't think she's stronger than Thor with Stormbreaker.
Ye-
Okay, it depends on a different thing. I don't know. I don't see her just like brushing off Thor's hammer, the axe especially. I think she could beat Mjolnir Thor.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. But the thing that I was watching throughout the entire movie, or was trying to clarify, was okay. What is her power set? Like, I understood that for the most part of the movie, she had some type of inhibitor or limiter on her neck and shit. But I'm like, okay, she has some type of enhanced string. She can fly, but she definitely doesn't have her molecular manipulation ability like she does in the comics. And
I don't know if she even has that anymore, does she?
she does. She can do it with her suit.
Oh. It's probably just
Uh,
one of those Superman things.
yeah. Uh,
Superman syndrome, just like how I call it the Batman effect, like the Batman effect. I call that
mm,
Superman syndrome when you got just a really OP character that doesn't use all their OPness until they really have to.
yeah. And then also, I don't think they really clarified whether or not she has her energy absorption ability. Like I
That's
didn't.
what I was wondering was
Be,
if that was supposed to already. Okay, so what I thought was happening going into the movie, because I didn't know about that retcon that you were saying. But when they first started, she's got blue blood coming out of her nose. So I was like, oh, so she's like, an alien the whole time.
yeah.
I was like, maybe she just has energy absorbing powers. And then when the guy, Yanrog, I think his name was,
Bitch
when
face, got
he
you.
was talking about giving, yeah, he was talking about giving powers or whatever, and I guess he was talking about giving the blood. I thought he was saying he gave her the powers.
Yeah, I was legit thinking like, wait, is her powers coming from that chip in her neck? Like, I was
Yeah,
gonna be kind of
and then
mad if that.
I was kind of like, is that Marvel? Like, what's happening? And then they explain it, but I'd still kind of like some clarity if she said that one day, like, hey, yeah, I'm an energy absorber, and that's why when the Lightspeed engine blew up in her face.
Right. Like, okay,
Mm,
like if I knew whether or not she can absorb energy, I can have a better idea of how she's gonna interact in game because Okay, for anybody who, and especially for the fucking Dragon Ball Z fans who might be listening, Thanos is not as strong as he is in the comic books in this movie or in the movies. He is a watered down fucking version of himself.
I mean, everyone is.
Yeah, everyone is, well, except for the human characters, really. Um,
I mean, even
but
Cap, I wouldn't say he's equal to comic book self.
yeah, fuck Captain America. Truth be told, I don't really care. Uh, but
Let's start a real fire.
but I was just thinking, okay, if Carol has her energy absorbing ability, then if Thanos fucking whipped out the Power Stone and started shooting laser beams, then I'm like, oh, it's a done deal at that point because she'll just absorb that and fucking pop his head open. Uh, oh, speaking of cameos, now that I think about it, I like that they brought back Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy into this movie before he was exiled or some
Yeah,
shit.
I believe it was different guy playing him though.
It could have been, but I just like the idea that they brought that back. Like, yeah, he
Yeah,
is a Kree.
things stand out as being awful to you, or is it just me?
Say that again.
I hated the guy that played Ronan.
I barely remembered him, or at least the acting. I just remember the name and I remember the comic book version of
And
him.
I think that proves my point.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I don't
He wasn't too amazing at the job.
like. I
Gonna
laughed
bring
at.
up Stan Lee.
Oh, rest in peace to the god Stan Lee.
Yeah. They did a nice little moment, and I don't know if he recorded this way or if it was CGI'd. I really don't. Kinda
Yeah,
did this thing where he was saying something, and Carol's going around, looking for the scroll, and she pulls down his newspaper, and Stanley's just sitting there. And I don't remember if he smiles at her, but she kind of gives like this cute little smile at him, and that just melted my heart.
I know, right? Yeah, he did smile back at her, but yeah, that smile moment, I'm like, oh, like it.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, Stanley.
And no lie, that little smile that she gave was kind of cute as fuck. Like, I'm not even gonna front. Like, I
That's
was
what I
like,
said. Yeah, she gave like a little cute little smile. She's like, oh, I was like, oh, Stanley. You make me think
I,
of you as a real person now.
oh my god. But no, I was when I saw that smile, and not to ruin the moment, but it's gonna ruin the moment. I'm like, okay, if she keeps getting smiles like that, I'm gonna fuck. like, like I'm sorry. Brie Larson was kind of looking like a snack at some moments. I'm just like, if I was a millionaire, you can get it.
Really? Oh, so you're saying she would only ever be with you because of your money?
I'm saying I need that kind of money to be in the same places that she be going.
Shoot, I wonder what sort of home security system she has. It probably wouldn't be that hard.
Hey, for anybody who heard that shit, that was Zach.
Oh,
That was
a
not
joke.
Yo, I'm not about to get caught
Do
up in no
not
Me Too movie.
condone that sort of stuff.
I am not in no Me Too fucking closeout. Fuck that shit. You trying to get us fucking shut down before we even get 10 fucking followers. What the fuck? Oh
I
shit.
think if we add up all of my grandparents and their friends, we probably have 10 plus followers.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
Oh god,
I'm just fucking with you.
we sound so damn
Other
sad.
cameos. What other cameos quotations can we? I don't know what constitutes a cameo, I guess, but to me, a cameo is just like an Easter egg appearance.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of thinking of it as.
The I don't remember the guy's name. He's in a lot of stuff, but it's the black dude with the white goatee.
Yeah, I was now that I think about it, yeah, that
And
kind of
I never know that guy's name. He's in a lot of stuff though.
he's an African dude. It's like shit. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that shit. I know it starts with a D. But yeah, that was kind of a continuity issue. You mean to tell me the same dude who was got killed by Star
He's not
Lord?
really.
He was the same dude who got killed by Star Lord in Guardians.
Plays way before Guardians.
Say what?
Or Guardians.
Uh,
takes place in 1995. Isn't Guardians way closer
Yeah,
to?
yeah, but he also got killed in. Okay, so if it starts,
No, he came back. He was part cyborg in Guardians.
I don't think so. We're gonna have
Anyways,
to look at.
he had some sort of Vader treatment. You'll see. I promise you. If you look him up in Guardians, he has a big fucking piece of metal sticking out of his head. He's part cyborg for sure.
Also, I kind of want to point out the fact. Okay, what is up with the Kree Empire in this movie? Because you see a majority of people blue, but then you got bitch face who was Caucasian, and then you had African
Marvel was
dude.
white.
Yeah, Marvel was white too. Uh,
I don't know. Maybe it's just like America. Maybe they're just a melting pot.
Actually, that is true because it is an empire, so they conquered a lot of people. So okay,
That's
never mind.
racist.
Okay, never mind. Uh, I reneged my statement. Uh, um, I don't know. Is oh something I want to address, and this is for the fucking haters of this movie. Y'all need to shut the fuck up. I'm sorry. There is nothing wrong with this movie. This is
Y'all sensitive as hell.
like I could kind of understand if you just don't like the comic book character. Like I don't like Iron Man as the comic book, but push that aside. You cannot tell me this is not a good movie. This was like a nice, refreshing pace because it was, yeah, this was a nice, refreshing change of a movie because instead of being focused on the action like the majority of the MCU movies, this was actually more about the character-driven story. I appreciate that. Like,
Yeah, and Carol's cool in this. Like, look, I kept having, I don't know, like I said, everyone knows I don't like Carol, and I kept having moments, and I can't describe the moments where I don't like Carol. I just don't like when she's extra angsty and whatnot.
that's fair.
They didn't have a lot of those in this. In here, where there were moments where I was like, oh, she's gonna have a Carolism, she's gonna be angsty or do something. Do that too much. Like generally, I'm not a woman, but I found her inspiring. Like I'm not saying she only has to be inspiring to women. I'm just saying like shit. Like there was an obvious girl power theme in this movie, but shit, I was feeling it too.
No, I'm right there with you. Like
Off the
this
vibe.
movie, this movie highlighted the shit that I like about Carol in the fucking comic books. Like I get why
Yeah,
people don't like her, but this is the core of why I like her. She is a fucking cool ass character to me, and
yeah.
this movie highlighted that.
She's also pretty cool in crossovers. I've tried reading multiple
Solo
what am I
runs.
trying to say? Like solo runs. I just can't get into them for some reason. But as far as her being on like a team, I like her in the current Avengers. I like her in Ultimates. I liked her back when she was Miss Marvel. She was rocking with the Mighty Avengers and whatnot.
Hmm.
Stuff. It was just I don't know.
Like, look, I'm not gonna touch on this
One of the
because
moments where she got so many. Wait, okay, you go.
I'm not going to touch on this too much, but I understand that there are people who felt some type of way about what she said prior to the movie's release. Get the fuck over it because this movie is good. Like, this is kind of something I wanted from Marvel. I wanted something that focused more on the character and less on the action. Like, we can save the action for the fucking Avenger movies, but for the individual character movies, let them be more about the character. I'm sorry. Y'all some
Um,
bitches.
got some major cool points from me when on him at the end. He was like, "Bro, she finna whoop my ass." He was like, "Go on, power down." He took off his shit.
Yeah, he was trying to do some
Power
slick shit with
down.
that.
She was like, "Bitch, if you don't," and she blasted his ass, and I was like,
that
thank you,
was
Carol." I thought she was gonna be like, "You're right," honorable
yeah,
combat. I was like, "Bro, if you don't fucking blast his ass,
right. Like if you don't give him
fuck
the
out of
fade
here."
immediately, like that moment, and then the one in Guardians 2 where fucking Star Lord just straight up shot his dad the moment he got clear. Like when his dad said, "Yeah, and I killed your mom." He's like, "What?" Like, "Oh yeah, I just killed your mom." Bow, shot him immediately.
Yeah,
He's like
bitch,
what? Like you shot my mom. I'm not gonna stop shooting your ass. Bing, bing,
yeah,
bing, bing.
Lahore, yeah, and that's why like she didn't walk up to him either or anything. She blasted his ass and he died. Like he hit some rocks hard as hell, fell down, and she took off.
No, she didn't kill him, but oh, she actually did some. She did something way cooler than kill him too. She was like, "Hey, bro,
Oh,
I
you
just
know
knocked
what? No,
your."
she did send him off. She did send him off, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she's like,
I could have. Well, she killed his ass.
"No, it would have been cool if she did, but no, she did. She did the slick shit." She's like, "Hey, I just whooped your ass. I don't need to prove shit to you, but I'm gonna send you back to your home planet and let so that you can tell them, hey, I'm coming for your asses." Like that's some cool. And truth be told,
Okay, that
she
was cool. That was cool. I was ready to downgrade this movie to an 8.9 because of that, but now that you reminded me, she gave him a cool speech. I'll bump it back up to a 9.
like, bruh, she just immediately pulled off a feat by the end of that movie. She took down 3 fucking dreadnoughts from the Kree Empire.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I couldn't see Thor doing that.
No, yeah, he was in Ragnarok. He was struggling with fucking personal vehicles.
Bro,
Now that I think about it.
I hate Ragnarok. Don't get me started on it. The God of Thunder was shocked by takers. I just want y'all to know.
Oh my
That's
god.
Ragnarok for y'all. But no, it's a great movie. Y'all can have that shit. I don't claim it. I'm
Should
petty,
I
damn it.
should I remind you that in the comic books Thor has been knocked out by lightning too? Just saying.
Okay, but were they tasers? Were they regular tasers?
No, but they should have been the equivalent of a fucking taser to
Just saying, they should have. I don't know. Hit him with some gas.
him. Just hit him. Just fucking put his face in somebody's ass and fart on him. Knock him out that way.
The whole.
Oh God. Yo, I don't know
They'll
if
be like,
anybody.
we've weaponized. Look, they'll knock him out with it, and he'll be like, what was that foul thing? And they'll be like, oh yeah, we weaponized Hulk's gamma farts.
Bruh, gamma radiation farts. That is not a way I want to die.